Alright, people, let's shoot a video about the real RV life. You have to forgive my dirty clothes. Let's go out the door here, which needs cleaning, but let's see. Here's some realities of life. Okay, let's act like, well, first of all, let's use the restroom outside. There's a doo-doo tote that needs emptying. There's an empty one that needs filling. Empty propane tank. The doo-doo totes box that I will throw away in the next day. The wind is definitely picking up. So we'll act like some of these other YouTubers and say, oh my goodness, we better hurry up and get in the house before the tornado comes or the weather gets bad. Which, yeah, we ain't worried about that. This is kind of a real life picture of what happens when you get litigated out of a situation, is I think the only way my lawyer will allow me to say it. Check the trees blowing around. Look, definitely windy, but they're blocking it off the big palatial estate. I do have a grill. There's some wood that I'm actually not allowed to burn because it's extremely expensive, and you know that ergo why it's covered up with a tarp and you know that kind of stuff. Supposed to get down to 19 tonight. Water will probably freeze. I've actually disconnected that. It didn't do any good. Now here's the beauty of my situation. That is my awesome off-road vehicle. There's reasons that I will never sell it. At least not for 4 more years, and probably never anyway. She's got 237,000 miles. As you can well imagine, though, she will not pull the palatial estate. Now, we're going to act like it's going to get so cold tonight that we can't survive life. That water will be frozen in the morning. This is mainly trash that'll be thrown away, except for that tote and these propane tanks. There's my sophisticated antenna system. That propane tank is, whoo, it's getting chilly. Getting a little, use that to fill up some of those 1-pounders tonight because it is supposed to get cold tonight. Now let's go back in the palatial estate. It does need cleaning. There's my buddy heater, which we will use tonight just to stay warm. And like most of these goofballs say on YouTube, that thing works pretty good, but I don't sleep with it on because it does put out a little carbon monoxide. This is a very I majored in electrical engineering for damn near a year in college, excuse me. As you can see, I have electrically, or this would probably be mechanical engineered, a support system here for the slide out. Now, I do have to dress up in a tie every day to go to work. So I have my tie. I have a shirt that I can't wear that one. I need to iron a new one. There's my ironing board. There's my new solar panels so that I can live off grid. Hopefully one day, that would be my goal. Have a lantern for extra lighting because water was leaking in here. That I'm going to repair sometime in the next 5 to 10 years. This is my basically living station with my laptop and, you know, just everything you can imagine. And flashlights. Not that the electricity is going to go out, but there's my calendar board that tells me what's going on. My printer for work. My radio that doesn't work. The bedroom. I'll keep that door closed, keep heat inside the palatial estate. Got some dishes drying, some more I need to wash. Lamborghini, for those of you that know what that is. And I'm definitely living homeless-like with a 32-inch flat screen TV and a Keurig. Well, it's actually a Mr. Coffee, so therefore I am actually living that way. I'm not sponsored by this water company, but it helps keep me alive. If they'd like to sponsor me, that'd be awesome. Little Red Wine, in case I could ever steal a steak from a grocery store. I bought that for New Year's Eve. Was in bed by 7:30. Just hope that 2020 is better than 2019. My refrigerator. Of course, this is all I really need. Now, this is my junk corner where they had bunk beds. I need to fix it. Whoops. My inverter, which I'm going to have to buy a new one of those to go with my new ACO Power 105 watt solar panels. Those are awesome. Oh, and I did buy a new battery. And this is how it's going to, let's do like YouTubers. It's going to get so cold tonight. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if I'm going to survive. Well, that's a 1500 watt heater, which will not keep it that warm in here. There's my pressure cooker, which I just bought. Water filter I'm throwing away. There's my new battery. And I can't wait to start charging it up with my solar panels. Just haven't done that yet. This is actually a car organizer for the car. Battery cables, which I don't normally need, but you can't ever go wrong with that. As you know, I can't haul this camper with that BMW. There's my binoculars to make sure that the litigated ex-female friends stay away from me. And that about covers this. So let's just see how we're going to live through the night, considering it's going to get down below freezing. Now, I did buy this little toy on Amazon the other day. This is yeah, everybody needs one of those, or at least I think everybody does. It wasn't but $15. Explorer needs to sponsor me. And then we have a Nebo flashlight. Woo, yeah, sucker works good. It's got a magnet on the back, and it's even a battery bank, so you can actually charge your cell phone from it if the electricity goes out. But I'm a big believer in lights. This is a Streamlight. Yeah, it's about $100, but when you live in a palatial estate like I do, I mean, let's just be honest, we're rich and we can afford it, right? That was a joke for you that don't understand. And these are some nice little additions. But the one thing I will finally tell y'all when I start posting more of these videos, which will be soon after I'm being forced to relocate, which is fine. It's a good thing. I'm kind of tired of the situation, as well as my landlord, so it's all good. Dirty clothes. Well, actually, those are clean. And most of this stuff will be put up in 20 minutes. I'm going to teach y'all how to, like, a good example would be this 1500 watt oil-filled heater. It has done fine all day, and it's about 43 degrees right now where I'm located. That thing does perfectly fine, but it's going to get down. The temperature is dropping as we speak, and it's going to start getting down it's going to get down to about 25 by 7 a.m. That's when I'm going to have to fire up the good old buddy heater. And I don't sleep with it on, like I said previously, because it works just fine. I keep the bedroom door closed as well as the bathroom door closed during the day. And then at night, all I open is the bedroom door, of course. Leave the oil-filled heater on. And then I basically, when I get up, first thing I do is fire up the My Buddy, or Mr. Buddy, because it will do just fine. And I do have a carbon monoxide detector up there by the sound bar, if you can see it, behind the water faucet or spigot or whatever. And it works just fine. Now, it probably has made me a little lethargic and sleepy, but I only run it until I go to work. And so, but what I'm on right now, everything you see in here, the TV, the heater, the laptop, the lamp, well, not the lantern, that's on batteries. Everything's working off of being plugged into a 110 outlet in a home. The refrigerator and freezer works just fine plugged off at 110. The stove, of course, works off nothing but propane, so that's no big deal. Can't run the microwave. I mean, I can, but it's iffy. It might trip a breaker up at the what I call the big house. Don't want to mess with the people at the big house. Um, Plus, you'd have to go up there and retrip the breaker, so that's a pain in the rear. So I've actually got it unplugged. But everything that I've been living on for a full year is actually working off of about a 300-foot extension cord going to 110 power, which is pretty amazing. And you will learn as you go. I can run that printer no problem, but I dare not fire up that microwave while I've got this heater on. And I'm even a little scared to fire up that microwave with the heater unplugged. But that's what I'm going to teach you, boys and girls, is how you can live off of 110. I can use that pressure cooker, actually, though, in here, and it never causes a problem. I don't know. It just obviously takes less wattage and amperage than the microwave. Of course, I never, ever try to run the central AC or the heater. You know, I couldn't do that anyway because I've got a tarp on top of it. So anyway, I'll give y'all good ways to run this. Like, I was litigated out of a relationship, and you do what you got to do. This is just to try to keep some of the heat in these Reflectix from Lowe's. And I want to give y'all useful information, not ridiculous bullshit that some of these other people, not everybody, on YouTube. So anyway, it's a 30-foot bumper pull. I can pay less paying for a place to park this than I would for an apartment or a house in my area of the country. Unfortunately, I don't have a vehicle that will actually haul this, but I have good friends that will help me from time to time. Anyway, out.